What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, friends and family? How do y'all feel today? I am excited to be before y'all on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Year of our Lord. It's always sunny here in Vegas. I got out a little bit yesterday and wasn't really outside that much because again it's over 100 degrees here, even though it's no humidity, and so that helps tremendously. Shorts out, legs out, that's what we doing out here in Vegas. So I'm gonna be out here in Vegas and then I'm gonna shoot over to California later on the day after the Millionaire Morning Show. Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy, Dion Sardines. I'm gonna try to cover that today and see what's happening. I'm gonna try to cover that today. So, what's going on, y'all? How do y'all feel? I thought yesterday's show was incredible as usual. Made some subtle changes to the layout, made some changes to how it is that we present information. So, I do a lot of testing of my content between after hours. So, I'll do a lot of a little bit more innovative things so that I can eventually position it over into being something on a Monday night Q show. And then we gonna continue to test things out on after hours. So we do have an after hours tonight for those of y'all that's gonna be tuned in. And so we gonna get it popping. I feel good. Honestly, it's just something about being on the West Coast, or maybe it's just that I'm out of town. I think that people that are in a place for too long that they no longer appreciate it. And I'm not saying that Vegas is the best place to live because I would never live in Las Vegas. It's a phenomenal place to visit. But like when I see people complaining about the place that they live at, it really don't matter. I see people that live in Miami complain about Miami. I see. Here's a caveat though: the only time that you don't see somebody complaining about where they live at, in most instances, is if somebody else is talking about it. So, for example, Californians will be like, man, it's too high to live here. Housing is out of control. I hate it here. The film industry is leaving, all of this other stuff. And then if I say, man, the film industry is leaving, it's too high for regular people to live there, it's not really a great place for you to raise a family if you don't have a whole lot of money, then people will be like, oh, I can't believe you said it. And I understand it. That's just what it is. But most of the time, um, I think that a lot of people don't appreciate the place that they in because they in it too long. It's people in Detroit, for example, that know nothing. I met a guy in the airport on the way here from Vegas, And so he was like, "Oh, you know what's going on, Anton? What's happening? Me and my wife, we going out to Vegas or whatever, because we was on the same flight." And he was like, "Man," and this is the real truth. He said, "Bro, I've been living in Detroit all my life, and I never knew that downtown was the way that it is." He said, "I've been living in Detroit my entire life." He said, "I moved around. I've moved out to different parts of the suburbs." He says, "I moved out a little bit." He's in which he didn't move far, right? He only moved like 10 minutes outside of Detroit in one instance. And he was like, "Bro," and it happens all the time, bro. Like people will be like, "Man, I never knew." He was like, "I never knew that it was happening. I didn't know that the teams was like it was, that you can walk here, that it was free to catch this, that it was so dope down there." There are people in my own city, in your own city, that know nothing about the city. I remember when I went to Pittsburgh for the first time and I pulled up to a gas station because I drove to Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh at the time, I didn't mind driving 3, 4 hours or whatever. And I drove to Pittsburgh and I documented it on the Anton Daniels channel. And I went into the gas station and the guy was like, um, he says, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I said, "Yo, what's up? So what's to do tonight? Is anything happening in the city?" And he was like, "Where you from?" And I was like, "Detroit. Drove over here to Pittsburgh and hang out for a few days." "I don't know why you came to Pittsburgh. Ain't nothing here. It's boring here. It's trash. It's a trash city." Now he lived there, right? Gas station attendant or whatever. So I go into Pittsburgh. I have a ball. They got phenomenal bridges, sports teams that's overlooking the whole city. They got the water. The whole city looked like it was carved out of a mountain. I went over to Primanti's or something like that, and then I hit the casino, and I was hanging out late at night, and it was good energy and good vibes. And I was like, this is just a common theme. It's a common theme. People need to be tourists in their own city. Y'all will go over to a whole nother city and enjoy it and don't know nothing about the city and the culture that you live in. You'll you'll live in it. It reminds me of people that have homes, and I say it all the time, and they fix it up to sell it so that somebody else can enjoy it. They got living room areas that they never go in. They got a dining room area that they never use. They got a den and an office in the front that they never tap into. They don't even utilize their whole space. That's how I know people are spending too much money for their homes, because you got too much home. People buy things because other people buy things, or because other people tell them that that's what they need. They don't buy things based off of their own lifestyle. They do not buy things based off of their own lifestyle. They don't. And I was also surprised. I'm about to get started with the show in a second, just kind of waiting for people to continue to trickle in. And I was also surprised again at the clip where people were saying that I'm out of touch. Man, I looked at those comments for the video where I was talking about Tucker Carlson and he was talking about housing in the United States of America. Man, I agree with Tucker Carlson. I'm out of touch. Anton is out of touch. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never struggled. He don't really know. Housing is too expensive in the United States of America. And our first thing I was thinking to myself is, did y'all watch the whole video to better understand exactly what I mean and why I said what I said, or no? So you saying that you can better relate to what Tucker Carlson is telling you, because let's be clear, Tucker Carlson ain't never been poor. And Tucker Carlson probably didn't make 30 M's in 1 year at his height. He probably didn't make 20 million. Tucker Carlson got up on that stage and said, "I'm worried that my kids won't be able to afford homes." And Tucker Carlson probably worth $100 million. Man, Tucker Carlson is more grounded than answer. No, Tucker Carlson is telling you what you want to hear. When I broke it down and I said, the reason why your parents had more affordability, and let's be clear, in the 70s and the 80s, they had 16% interest rates. 16% interest rates. And they had no way for them to get PMI and put 3.5% down. The reason why is because they bought their property in places that white people didn't want to live in. When everybody moved up to Detroit, all of the black people came from down south to get all of the jobs in Detroit. That's where they had white flight. That's what exploded the suburbs, because The people that were originally in the city and the white people that inhabited the city, they left. And that's when they started to create the bigger suburbs. Jason said 80, that's Tucker's money, not his kids. Man, if you's a fool. Y'all some fools. If you don't think that they children is gonna benefit specific, you think that Tucker Carlson's children gonna have to pay student loans? You don't think that his children gonna go to the best universities? You relating to his children? You relate to Tucker Carlson? When the families moved up to get these blue collar jobs and these manufacturing jobs, the white people left the city, the black people bought all of the homes in the hood. And they didn't consider it the hood because they had community. They had community. So it was nothing for them to buy a home that was more affordable because the thing that you look at is trash. When they left the home to you, you said, I don't want this POS, and you got up out of there. My parents bought their home in the inner city of Detroit, and I stayed in that home until I got married, or almost until I got married, a little bit before I got married. We practiced group economics. It was me, my three brothers, and I broke it all down on the thing. It was me, my three brothers, and my parents, and we would have people come over and stay with us a lot of times when they needed to take care of their kid. We literally practiced the thing back in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, and the 90s to an extent, almost into the 90s. We practiced what we keep talking about everybody is doing now. They stole that from us. We pioneer it. It's just like hip hop. We pioneer it. We did it because we didn't have no other way to survive. We practiced group economics. We stayed together. We bought our homes in the hood, and that's why things was much more affordable. We had way more wealth, and we had home ownership, and we had greatness. The problem is that somebody told you that you lived in the hood, and then you said, you know what, this is not good enough. I want to be like everybody else. So you got rid of grandma's home, you sold grandma's home, you dogged it, you parked on the lawn, you threw your trash out on the street, you allowed for the drug dealers and the killers tell you that, you know what, no snitching, even if you're a civilian. Combine that with the fact that the CIA started to pour drugs into the community in order to continue to reprogram you to think that this is trash. And you felt like it was necessary for you to move out with them so that you can feel like you belong. You felt like it was necessary for you to move out with them, and so now you take care of your lawn. You make sure you pay your HOA fees. You're very nice to the neighbors. But when you was in your own city and when you had a house to live in and your grandma passed it on to you, you didn't take care of it. And so when you come into the city, you throw your trash out the window. When you go out to the suburbs in order to feel like you belong, then that's when you start to, well, y'all don't, it's like y'all don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. I don't own a mega house. I don't own a 10-bedroom home. I very much can purchase a 10-bedroom home. I spend about 5 to 7% of what I take in on my own personal lifestyle. I realized that I don't need a home with 10 bedrooms per se because I'm never really home. So I don't raise my standard of living up to whatever it is that everybody else is saying. I keep my standard of living where it makes the most sense for my lifestyle. Some of y'all, some of y'all are in bigger homes than me, and you make a fraction of what I make. You too good to live where I live. You too good. I stayed in my city. They said, "Yo, it costs this amount to live in Miami." I said, "I'm good, and I'm good in Detroit. I'm gonna make do Well, what it is that I got, I'm gonna live the comfortable lifestyle and I'm gonna stay in the city that I love and I'm gonna continue to build it up. I don't need what y'all need. I don't need a huge home. It's me, Rita, Leslie. That's it. I may need a bigger driveway, so I'm gonna build a bigger home close to where I'm already at because I like cars. But I don't need a big crib. I'm cool. I'm chilling where I'm at. You're right. Warren Buffett stayed in the same crib because he was never even. I mean, I'm on the road. Almost every single week, I'm on the road. What do I need a massive home for? Now, that's not to say that I won't one day maybe build a massive home or something like that, build a forever home or whatever. But my point is that we have outsized expectations because we keep on looking at what everybody else is doing instead of paying attention to the history lessons and looking at what it is that's best for us. You think that you need this suburban home and this big old locale and all of this stuff. And that's not what you need. You need a 3-bedroom home because you got one kid or two kids. You need a 3-bedroom home, one bedroom for everybody. If you got one kid and it's just you and your girl, you need a 2-bedroom home. It is a place for you to have shelter and safety and good internet. What is it else that you need? You got one kid and it's you. Why do you need a 4-bedroom home? I don't understand it. Why do you we're overbuying and we're overpaying because that is what we finance it for 30 years at the rate that we think that we can afford. You make bad lifestyle decisions, then you blame the system and you say, oh my God, it's because homes is too unaffordable. No, it's because you followed everybody else and you followed the herd and did what it is that everybody else did. I never thought whenever I see everybody else doing it, I know it's not for me. Whenever I see everybody else doing it, I know that it's not for me. If I see everybody getting 30-year mortgages, I'll be looking like, what happened in 2008? Nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Anton, back in 14, 15, 16. Anton, why you staying in that 2-bedroom little apartment townhouse? You say you a millionaire. Why you ain't spending no money? Because it's free, nigga. My dad is the maintenance guy here. My dad was the maintenance man at the place, and I'm like, I'm chilling. We was staying there for free. Man, you need to go for what? So I can impress you? Why? So I can impress you? Nigga, we stacking and we putting our money up at where it belongs. And it wasn't until my father died that I was like, all right, well, guess it's time to go out here and spend some money then. I'm not about to, I don't care about what no, but I run my own race. And that is why my life is incredible. I run my own race. That is why you trying to figure out how you gonna pay the rent next month. And you sitting there on your Obama phone criticizing me for living for free. Okay. All right. Cool. Meanwhile, we was putting up money and buying homes and buying real estate and putting money inside of the market and just staying focused. Just stay focused, stay down for 10 years, run it up until when everybody else slow down, that's when we gonna start running. Because I know that I can capitalize. I went on the site yesterday to the auction. I know the tax auction is coming up August 20th. I'm gonna buy your home. I'm going to buy your home. The tax auction is coming up on August 20th in Oakland. I'm going to buy your home. I'm coming to get it. I see all of y'all homes. You can't afford it. I play the game like everybody else. I learned in '07 and '08. Oh man, this is how they really get rich. They wait until everybody else can't afford it, lose it, and that's when they buy it on the cheap. Coming to get your home. I'm gonna buy up everything in one, and I'm focused on 2 cities, and I'm gonna buy up everything. Everything. I'm going to get it all. I've been planning and plotting all year. Last year I bought a bunch of land. Those are the pieces of land that I've been building houses on this year. This year, all last year and the beginning of this year, I've been planning for August. That's my time. August is time. August is time. I plan all year around August. Ooh, when August hit, that's time right there. That's when I start hunkering down. From August maybe 12th through the 22nd is when I be on it. I'm on everything. That's when I'm planning. That's when I'm strategizing. I'm going to be going and looking at different properties. I got to go and scout to make sure that we getting the right prices. That's time right there. August, I've been planning all year, all last year, all this year. We going for August 20th. I'm going to get it all. I'm going to get it all. I'm going to get it all. Yep. It's time in August. Somebody said, I love how he tries to get Dusty's route up every show. Is that what you think that this is? I'm giving you the game. You know, we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. White people hit me up, Asian people hit me up, and they say, man, I'm a secret watcher of yours. What you said on this show, this strategy that you said, when I then joined the Patreon and started getting this particular type of game, I implemented. This is how I get rich. We look at this as riling people up. Other people look at it as information that they can leverage so that they can continue to run up a bag. They putting strategies in place. How is this riling people up and not giving you some level of motivation along with insight on how you can do things differently? This is riling you up. I didn't call nobody out their name. I didn't say that anybody was Dusty. I didn't say you were single. I didn't say nothing. The only thing I'm giving you is context on how you need to structure your life and stop keeping up with the Joneses and being more strategic with what you do with your money so that you can live the life that you want to live. How is this controversial? This is controversial to you? Because I say that I live my life at 5 or 7% of my income and I don't need a massive house to keep up with everybody else, but I do my life according to what makes sense for me financially, and that I stayed down and lived for free while my dad was a maintenance man at the facility. That's riling you up. It's really letting them know how unattainable your lifestyle is. How is it unattainable if I'm telling you that I literally stayed down and made the adjustment and that anybody could do it? And all I did was practice group economics, move back in the house with my parents, and minimize my costs so that I can leverage the amount of money that I was making to put it into stuff that was going to pay off long term. How is that unattainable? I'm giving you the blueprint. All right. Look, this is the Dusty stuff. How is bragging and flexing on those less fortunate helping? I was born in the inner city of Detroit. There is never more less fortunate than the city that filed for bankruptcy, and I had to move back into my parents' house. I get it, though. I get it. Listen, y'all, you're never going to be able to save people from themselves. You're never going to be able to save people from themselves. It's either they got it or they don't. Either they want it or they don't. Either they want it or they don't. Just remember this, y'all. For those of you bag chasers that wind up getting rich or being incredibly successful, Jesus said that the poor will always be among us. And it's not because of their circumstances, it's going to be because of their choices. Look at the story of the talents. Look at how it is that they talk about poor people and what decisions that they make. It's something there along the lines in the United States of America that they made a decision that they wanted to be poor and now they getting the results. Okay. So don't try to justify your richness, because being rich is a mindset first, it then translates into all of your actions. Being rich is a mindset first, and then it translates into all of your actions. You're not going to convince people to not be poor. Some people are meant to just be that way, and you can tell in their rhetoric. They want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to have sympathy for them. I don't. I just say suck my dick and I just keep it moving. Because if you poor, it's nothing that you can do about it anyway, right? If it's poor, somebody say, Anton, you're not a Christian. That's cool. If it's poor, it's nothing you can do about it anyway. I just say suck my dick and I just keep moving. I don't worry about it. What you gonna do? Now what? The people that get it, and the people that don't. We're not gonna try to convince people or nothing. When you get off this show from watching it on your phone, you got to make sure that your house don't get stolen. Anton, they can't steal a house. They can if you living in your car. They can if you living in your car. That's why I don't hang around poor people with poor mindsets. Again, poverty is a mindset. I don't hang around poor people because they will drag you down. They will drag you. You got to hang around people that is going in the direction that you're going in, and that's why we got the bag chasers. You got to let them poor people hang out with poor people. Let them go and wash themselves up in the park. I'm looking at the Bellagio fountain. I'm waiting on somebody to dive in it so that they can get some change. Let them be amongst each other. Let them be amongst each other. It's a poverty mindset. It just is what it is. Make sure y'all hit the like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. First of all, let me go ahead and poor people, people with a poverty mindset, they come in acting like they want to learn. They really just want to complain, and they're looking for sympathy from rich people. They want us to affirm them. We won't affirm them anymore. This is not diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's a reason why Harvard don't make themselves available to certain demographics, because it's a poverty mindset. Shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you on Cash App. Thank you for always holding me down, big dog. Spencer Campbell, thank you for also holding me down. I appreciate you, bro. Um, Pretty Boy 79 says, man, how much compound interest has been made based off of the strategy on your Patreon? It pays for itself, especially if you do it annually. Well, you don't look at it. You just continue to let it do what it do. So anything that you make, anything that grows, you just let it roll over so that that can continue to grow also. And it just turns into a snowball. So it just depends. Missed a lot with the 100 ball says it's very attainable. You have to have the willpower. You have to break away from bad connections, lock in, stay down. Sometimes you have to fall back. Sometimes you have to boss up. You know, when Mr. Lot first came to me, when I first started doing coaching calls with Mr. Lot, I remember, right? And he was like, man, I don't know, Anton. Should I do this? Man, you telling me to spend all of this money and pay this off? Man, and he will tell you today, Mr. Lot, convinced him to move closer to the city, convinced him to get rid of certain people in his life that wasn't going in the direction that he was going in, forced him to use his income in order to remove the barriers and pay off the debt. And then I forced him to start spending some money on investments. He is light years different than what it was, and I found that I got him at. He is light years different than what it is that I found him at. Mr. Lot is a completely different person. He had debt, he had car notes, he had all kind of stuff. Ask him what his life is like now. I pushed him. I forced him, even when he didn't want to do it, because that was what he was used to. He had been conditioned to think a certain type of way. He don't even have the same mindset no more. He a completely different person than when I first started coaching him. That is 100% fact. Ash says, AD, I appreciate the gems you share. I share with my 26-year-old son and 19-year-old daughter. The knowledge is golden. Bag chasers. Shout out to the chasers. And shout out to you, Ash. Billy Ray Valentine says, my baby, good morning, Anton. Talk that talk. What up, Billy Ray Valentine, 1913? Manual AGC says, boggles my mind that y'all have a dusty mindset, yet y'all come in here and watch Anton every day. Let them keep sticking around. They eventually change, some of them. Young Haiti says, good morning, Anton. What's the difference between a 401k and a 401k, a Roth 401k, also a traditional Roth IRA? All right, so an IRA is an individual retirement account. All right, so that's something that you contribute to yourself. There are limits that you can contribute into it. A 401k, first of all, comes from your employer. So you cannot get a 401k unless you get it from your employer. An individual retirement account, anybody can contribute to it. But a 401k comes from your employer. The difference between a 401k and a Roth 401k is, are you contributing to it before or after taxes? All right. So if you're doing a traditional 401k, which all of y'all, even if you have debt, should be contributing to your 401k up to the match at least get the free money. If you're doing a traditional 401k, it lowers your tax burden, right? Because what you're basically saying, let's say, for example, you make $100,000 a year. I'm just going to use a round figure. All right. If you contribute $23,000, I think it's $23,000 is the limit, somewhere around there, into your 401k, into a traditional 401k, is pre-tax, right? So that means that you don't pay taxes on that money. You're not going to start paying taxes on it until you start to draw from it after you retire. Okay. But it lowers your tax burden today. So that means that if you was making $100,000 and you contributed $23,000 into it, you lower your tax bracket. So now you're only paying taxes on $77,000 instead of the higher tax bracket. Now, if you're married or you're single, that also contributes to whatever your tax bracket is. But my point is, you're paying taxes on 77 because you maxed out in your traditional 401k. If you do a Roth 401k, it's post-tax. So you're paying the taxes on whatever it is that comes in, right? And then you contribute to your 401k and then you get the match. Now, the difference is the money grows, and once you start to take it out, you don't pay any taxes on it again. So if you have a lot of money or you don't have any debt and you contribute into your 401k, I would say that if you don't have debt, then you want to do the Roth. At the very minimum, do the traditional. But based off of what your contribution is going to grow into, it don't matter how much it grow into. It can grow into $1 million. You'll never pay taxes on that money again, despite how much it grows into. So individual retirement accounts, 401ks, is incentives by the government so that you guys can actually live a better life in retirement and pour into yourselves. Okay. So that's basically the difference. 401ks, traditional 401ks, is you contributed into your retirement, but you don't have to pay no taxes on it. When you contribute into it, it actually lowers your tax bracket, but you pay on it whatever you draw from it later. A regular, a Roth 401k is post-tax, but you don't draw anything. You don't pay no taxes on it once you draw from it, regardless of how much it balloons to. Individual retirement accounts, anybody can contribute to it. The 401ks is basically based off of what you're doing on your job, your regular W-2 income. Okay. All right. That's the difference. Eric Harris says, I was dead broke when I first discovered your channel. A month later, I became a bag chaser. I had to humble myself and realize what you were saying, not trying to kick me down. Now my money works for me. You see that? Shout out to Eric Harris. Run it up. Daily Discourse Arturo says, AD, I look up to you, bro. I see a life in your channel and I chase getting to that point in my life every single day. Won't stop till I get there. I love that. I love it. See, most of y'all got the right mindset. Trey Day says, I want to say this to you. I want to say you changed my life. You for sure are a vessel for real. Teach me a lot. And I have to give you your flowers. I don't have much, but I'm on my way through the struggle and you changed my mindset. Let's get it, bro. Let's run it up. This is what I love. Let's run it up. This is why I do it. Not for the dusties, not to stun on people, so that we can actually leverage the information and so we can run it up. All right. All right. Y'all ready to get started? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. We got a live stream coming up this week. We did one last week. We're gonna do one this week, and I got it uploaded for y'all so y'all can go watch it. Too much information, too much sauce for y'all to miss out on. All right. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is I was gonna go into something else, but I'm gonna go into this instead. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna pivot. All right. I want to go into this first. Ugh. I told y'all in Florida what they doing, right? And I'm only gonna spend 10 minutes on this. I told y'all in Florida what they doing. Y'all young dudes, y'all gonna mess up y'all life. You young boys are going to mess up your life. You are going to do something that you are going to regret, and it's gonna carry with you for the rest of your life. And you're gonna be acting like the system is against you, when in reality, you're the one that did it to yourself. Honestly, you're doing it to yourself. You ain't even got the type of money that you need in order to be doing this type of stuff. You're gonna ruin your life. So a man was arrested for doing 155 miles an hour in Florida, right after they installed the law or instituted that new law, where anything above a certain amount you're getting arrested by default. You're gonna catch a felony.
Details into the arrest of an alleged super speeder. Troopers clocked a 20-year-old going 155 miles an hour. When they pulled him over, they say he thought he was going about 80 down I-4 in Seminole County. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte found out how police were able to catch him.
95 over the posted speed limit, that is a missile going down the interstate system, and it can kill someone.
Lieutenant Tara Crescenzi says a Florida Highway Patrol trooper doing radar enforcement clocked Octavius Hunt doing 155 miles per
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm muted. Take it in, y'all. Take it in. Glocktavius is out here doing 95 miles an hour over the speed limit with no lawyer, probably no insurance, no nothing. Just riding. Just riding. Somebody said, what was he riding? I think he was riding either a Charger or a Challenger. Because if you go back and you actually look at what they pulled him over in, if you go back and you looked at I think that's a Challenger Charger. That's a Challenger right there. That's 100% a Challenger. I believe that is a Challenger, 100%. Octavius is doing 95 miles an hour over. He tells the troopers, I thought I was doing 80. You know what happens when stuff like this happen? Honestly, if it's not an accident, because in most situations, if it's an accident, you kill somebody. If you run into somebody doing 155 miles an hour, you can pretty much guarantee that they're going to be gone. The other part about it is that you can't really control a car. I don't really know if y'all know how fast that is. All right. I jumped on the freeway when I was a much younger guy, and I was doing crazy speeds, and it was a newly paved freeway. You can't control the car at that speed like that. At 155, You really, especially these young dudes that ain't really got no real experience behind the wheel like that, you can't control. It's one wrong move, one jerk of the steering wheel, somebody pop out, somebody try to get over too fast because they see you flying. One extra jerk a little bit too much is gone. Everybody dead. You're probably gonna kill somebody. And it's honestly a selfish act. You cannot control it, bro. Bro, when you go that fast, everything looks surreal. Nothing looks real anymore. Nothing looks real anymore, especially if you in a Hellcat, because those cars are not those cars are not built to be stable. Those cars are not built to be, they're not driver's vehicles. They just fast and they heavy. If you getting into a Porsche, for example, 911, you have more control because of the engineering and how it is designed. It is a flat six, but the car is much lighter. It's more aerodynamic. The wing pops out in order to give you a little bit more stability on the road. You can hit corners going a little bit faster, so on and so forth, right? You literally are a missile, how she described it. You're a missile going down the street. You are in a 4,000, 4,500 pound missile going down the street. It looks surreal. Nothing looks around. Everything looked like it's standing still when you're going 155 miles an hour. And if you're going to do that, honestly, if you're going to do it, you might as well go to the track, bro. You might as well go to the track if you're going to go that fast. You might as well go to the track and get your clock cleaned by somebody that actually know what they're doing when they're driving. And it's more fun at the track. It's more fun at the track. I was talking to my daughter and she was like, Dad, we got to go to the track in August, whatever. We got track days. We're going to take the cars out to the track. We're going to run them and we're going to do what we do. Go and spend the money and go to the track. That way you ain't got to worry about nobody pulling you over. You ain't got to worry about, because they're going to take y'all cars. They don't care if you got a car note. They don't care if it's your mama car. Your car going to get impounded at that point.
Per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. It happened around 1 a.m. Sunday on I-4 in this Dodge Challenger. That's when the trooper called in for help.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. They sell a lot of these cars, but they can't discriminate against who they're going to sell them to. Y'all get 18%, 27% interest rates on your cars just to say that you got a Dodge Charger. You get the Scat Pack because you can't really get the Hellcat. Some of y'all get the Hellcat because you stole the engine out of it or whatever. It's always the same thing. They look for those cars. They look for these cars. These cars are targeted. So if you don't have your paperwork right, if you're not doing what it is that you're supposed to do, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, John. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you ain't got things all together, you're going to jail, bro.
A trooper up ahead that was able to identify that vehicle, and then put them two together. They were able to put a vehicle in front and a vehicle behind and get them over on the shoulder.
The 20-year-old told troopers he was only going 80 miles per hour as he headed to a friend's house with 3 others in his car. But the trooper didn't buy it.
It is so dangerous to be driving that fast, not only because of the new law change and potentially facing jail time, but also the consequences of if you were involved in a crash. If you crash into somebody else or you lost control and you crash into a concrete wall barrier, you're not only going to kill yourself, but you could potentially kill your 3.
Do y'all know how people be getting 10? You know how the Hellcat Mike guy got 10 years in prison? He got a decade in prison. You don't get, all right, so let me break this down for y'all. You don't get a lot of time because you were speeding. You don't get a lot of time because you outran the police, because most of the time you're not going to outrun the police. First of all, if they get a chopper on you, you're not outrunning a helicopter. That's number one. I don't care what movie you watch going in 60 seconds. You're not outrunning a helicopter. That's number one. The second thing is when you get 10 years in prison, they give you that number because you hurt somebody. If you run into somebody, if you crash into something, if you damage some property, if somebody get injured, they could sue you, they can sue the insurance company. You're gonna wind up getting 5-7 years in prison. That's the way that you get the time. You don't get the time just because you ran. You get the time because you damaged something or you kill somebody or you hurt somebody, and you got to go to jail for the next 10 to 15 years for that. And usually when they clock you, they don't always come to get you. They radio ahead because they got other cars waiting further down the freeway for when you take off. Y'all got to stop watching so many movies, bro.
Passengers.
Hunt was arrested under Florida's new super speeder law, which heightens penalties for anyone going over 100 miles per hour or anyone driving 50 miles an hour above the posted speed limit. He also faces an expedition of speed charge.
To be traveling 155 miles per hour, you were obviously trying to show your passengers what that vehicle could do, and luckily we were able to stop you before it became a tragedy.
And tonight, FHP has a message.
So if you are a parent, be a good role model, explain the consequences that it could destroy your life over a stupid mistake.
Reporting in Altamont Springs.
Listen, y'all, they looking to make examples out of y'all. They're looking to make an example out of people that are breaking the law. And every time that they catch somebody, they're going, especially, listen, when they create a new law, they got this new super speeder law in Florida. Whenever they catch somebody, they throw the book at them because they want to make an example out of you, especially when the law is first instituted, of why you cannot disobey the law or why they started to put the law into place in the first place. You are going to pay for everything. You're going to get your car auctioned. They're going to give the money and the proceeds back to the police department that then stops you. You're going to pay fines. You're going to go to jail, and they're going to use you as an example, bro. So please, and I keep on trying to have this conversation with y'all, do not put yourself in a position to where you out here looking stupid and you out here abusing the law and you got to get your car took and then you worked really hard, because then you're going to come on here and try to act like the world is against you. Be careful, y'all. Just be very, very. That's why a lot of times I like to take side streets nowadays, because people don't know how to control themselves. Let me read a couple of super chats and then we're going to go over to the next thing. Anton, sir, shalom. YouTube info is amazing. Thanks. You welcome, Whiskey Pierre. My right, money right says, my guy, you have no idea the impact that you've had on my life as well as my family. Thank you. F Gatekeepers, Bag Chasers for Life. Shout out to the Chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Eddie says, I got a poor man's Porsche, a Civic Type R. That's a decent car. Great car for corners, by the way. What up, AD? Happy Tuesday. Been going for a while, but I'm back. Welcome back, Eddie. Welcome back into the fold, big dog. We love to have you here. All right. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. I'm gonna go to the Tesla diner in a minute, but before I do that, I want to address this video that's been going viral. And let me get this up. I want to address this video that's been going viral of the Jacksonville police arresting this guy, but I wanted to deep dive a little bit more. So, of course, it's a viral video and we get in the clip. So let me give y'all the news of what happened, and then we're gonna go in deep dive after that. All right.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
Violent moments captured on camera during a traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida. This February video going viral after driver William McNeil Jr., who filmed it inside of his car, posted it Sunday, drawing swift reaction since. It shows an interaction with police already in progress, including the moment an officer breaks McNeil's window and strikes him in the face.
Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
But the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says that the video doesn't tell the full story.
Social media is not reality.
I don't know how I keep getting muted. I didn't mute myself. I don't know how I keep getting muted. They need to, honestly, I believe it's an update that I downloaded today, or an update that they implemented on this whole thing. I don't know how I keep getting muted. So I'm gonna have to just pay attention to the mute button because I don't have a soundboard. I'm not touching anything. I don't even realize that I'm muted until you guys let me know that I'm muted. But I was initially going to comment because I was letting y'all know that I'm able to pull up multiple different footage. All right. And this is the only footage that I seen is of him breaking the window, the dude saying, call your can you call your supervisor? Them breaking the window. So this is his footage. This is his footage that he's recording from his cell phone of what is happening, right? So my initial reaction is overuse of force, but I'm gonna play the rest of the video first.
One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading.
The sheriff tonight releasing officer-worn body camera footage showing McNeil pulled over for driving without headlights in the rain. They say he wouldn't provide his license and registration.
I'm about to break the window.
You can hear officers repeatedly warning McNeil that if he did not comply with getting out of the vehicle, they would break his window and put him under arrest.
Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
All right, so let me just play it one more time for the people in the back, and I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are of it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
I don't give a fuck what y'all talking. I'm sorry. People in the daycare, my bad. You're never going to sit here and convince me, because I see y'all in the chat said, had he complied, none of this would happen. He should have complied. Two things can be true at the same time. Number one, yep, you absolutely could have complied. 100%. You should have got out the vehicle. You should have gave your license and registration. None of this would have ever happened. If you're telling me that you can justify him getting punched in the face right there, I feel sorry for y'all. I feel sorry for y'all. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. It's no way that you're going to sit here and tell me that had he complied, that was enough right there. The busting of the window was enough. This part right here.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Nope. You're never going to sell me on it. You're never going to sit here and sell me on the idea that him getting socked in the face makes sense. This is an excessive use of force. This is an abuse of power. This is overreach. This is everything. But see, here's the problem. Let me tell you what bothers me about this. Two things bother me about this, right? Because you're right, he should have complied, but it doesn't justify him getting punched in the face. This is the problem with it, right? My first problem with this whole situation is this. Well, I'm going to hit 3 points. Just because somebody can do something don't mean that they should, right? Just because he didn't comply don't mean that you can overreach. You don't get to justify punching somebody in the face because they didn't exit the vehicle. And this is clear. This wasn't a mistake. This is him wanting to get his stuff off because he feeling some type of way. Number two, the biggest issue with this whole situation is this. If he doing this now, what is it that we haven't seen that he's done that hasn't been reported? Usually when people get caught doing something or they do something that they're not supposed to do, it's the time that they got caught. It's not the first time that they never did something. And so these type of police officers scare me, bro, because I am a huge advocate for the police officers. And I believe that these type of police officers make the rest of them that's actually good look bad, because now they forced to defend or stand with him because they got to put up a blue wall or they can't say anything or they're going to become lepers of the police department. But the fact of the matter is, there's too many good cops, and this one cop then ruin it for everybody else because then it gives everybody an excuse to say, oh man, that's why we don't mess with the police. That's why we don't mess with the police. If he doing this on camera, what else did he not do we do off duty that he can get away and say I'm an off-duty police officer? What else is he doing? If y'all gonna, if it's some people in here gonna sit here in the chat and tell me him getting punched in the face like this right here, and this punch right here that he about to do right here, this is justified?
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Nope. You're never gonna sell me on it, bro. And I'm objective enough to love the police officers and to stand with strong police officers and believe that they need to be paid more money, while at the same time calling out the BS police officers and saying that that's the use of excessive force. We can't just blindly be loyal to something just because we stand with it. You can't just say, man, I'm not going to call out the BS of the Republican Party just because I'm a Republican. You can't say I'm not going to call out the BS of the Democrat Party just because I'm a Democrat. You're going to have to be objective on each individual situation. And this is how we start to actually fix things in the community. This blindness, oh man, he should have complied. He never should have got out. Nonsense. Get out of here with that, bro. Get out of here with that, bro. And this is why people hate me, because I'm just going to say what I really mean. And I'm going to try to be as honest and transparent about my thoughts as possible. You ain't got to send me the full clip. Nobody has to send me the full clip. We're going to go over the full clip right now. Trust me, I did my homework on this one because I needed to find out what was going on. I needed to better understand exactly what's happening. So we're going to actually go through the full clip right now. I'm going to get the body cam footage, and then I'm going to go over to the police conference, all right?
Florida 24 Bravo Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I know how this.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
35. I'm fucking with the dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the
vehicle.
And that's where the problem comes in on his part, because I don't believe that anybody, not the driver, nor is the police officers, innocent. One negative situation escalated it into another, and then the police officer overreached and punched him in the face. He should have never did that. He should have never played it like that. He should have gave up his license and registration. I believe in letting my lawyer handle it, or I believe in just going to court and having a conversation off of that. He was not afraid. No, he was not afraid. Damien, you're not going to sit here and lie to me and tell me that he was afraid. He was defiant. And he immediately knew that he wasn't going to comply, and he shut the door immediately. He was not afraid. No, he was not afraid. No, I'm not going with that. But one wrong don't justify the other wrong. And the police officer never should have punched him in the face. The police officers got mad because of what he did, which was wrong. But you can't take your anger out on somebody just because you pissed off at the fact that they didn't comply immediately. Nope, they both was wrong. He was wrong for not complying, and the police officer was wrong for punching him in the face.
25 seconds. For the 94, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
He already told him why he's pulling him over.
25 seconds. If anybody responded coming from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
And his windows is probably too dark to be tinted like that in the front. So that's probably off too, because that becomes a safety issue for police officers because they can't see inside of the vehicle when you're unable to roll your windows down.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay. Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break.
I know he claimed that his windows don't roll down. I'm talking about the tint on the windows. The tint is too dark and it becomes a safety issue for police officers because a lot of times they can't fully see inside of the vehicle. So when you get your tint darker than whatever the state mandate is for the vehicle itself, that is one of the reasons why they required that, so that police officers can be able to see inside of the vehicle. Now, you can get your windows tinted. All of my windows is tinted all the way around. You can't see inside of my vehicle. But when the police comes and pull me over, I automatically have my windows rolled down and not make it a safety hazard.
The window.
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to.
No, he's under arrest.
Hey, I'll let the car on the first step.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out? You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply. Yes.
Just locked it up. Put the window down.
Correct.
I tried to talk to
Hi. Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess,
when he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door to my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still
and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle.
And this is where the overreach comes. The dude was wrong 100% up to this point. This is where the police officers went into the wrong 100%. I don't care who said it. I know some people saying that Officer Tatum took a stand on this, and his perspective was, apparently, I didn't watch it, but I'm just going based off of what y'all said inside of the chat, that Officer Tatum at some point, let me pull it up for myself. I'll see for myself.
Now, exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. No, don't fucking get on the ground.
And now you're resisting even more.
Put your hands on that.
Oh, they punt. Stop it, bro.
Put your hands on that. Resist.
Nah, you're never gonna sell me on this one, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if you're a former police officer. I don't care what your training is. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Wrong is wrong and right is right. You got 1, 2, 3, and whoever it is that's on the body cam all right there, and you're going to sit here and tell me that it's justified for them to be punching him? It's one thing to control somebody. It's one thing to put somebody in a subdued position. Nope. I don't care what y'all say. Let me pull up Officer Tatum. Give me a second. I need to see what his take is on this, because I'm not going to take y'all word for it. I'm not going to take y'all word for this one. I got to see for myself. I don't see it. What did Officer Tatum? Y'all let me know inside of the chat. Where did he review this at? Was it a video that he did it, or was it a I see it. I found it.
Driving without your headlights is precipitous.
Then asks to see the law.
Your car on the traffic stop. Go back and forth with them.
Hands here. Oh, I'm here.
Get out the car.
What is your reason, sir?
He already told
What is your reason? Step out now. All right. No.
He said, no, I'm not getting on the ground.
Of force when a person is not being combated physically.
K. Waters issued a statement saying,
Exit the vehicle now.
the driver's attorney, Harry Daniels, says it took months for his client to recover.
His tooth went through his lip at some point.
Asked Daniels what the
And was who so
I don't care what they're saying. Let me get to the thing. Could you have controversy with the first punch? Yeah. Somebody could say, well, he shouldn't. Well, the officer may say, well, I needed to because he refused to get out the car. He needs to comply. I don't want to fight the guy in the car. He's showing every sign that he's not going to comply. I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to fight? He's going to do this? And he punched him. Now, a person say that's excessive. Okay. Then discipline that officer for excessive use of force. I don't think the officers go to jail or nothing, but you should discipline for excessive use of force because he believes something and others think that it was unjustified. But when he gets out of the car and they say, put your hand, he's fighting them. He said, no, I'm not. He's holding his hands. And one officer believed that he hit him one time, that he'll get the response that he needs. What happened? He hit him one time and he complied. I think that's reasonable. When somebody's fighting 3 or 4 officers and he's doing this, he's not a little guy. And the guy hit him on the chin and he started complying. He only hit him once.
What the fuck is he? What's wrong with him? Is Officer Tatum, is he? What's wrong with him? What you mean you only hit him once? You're not supposed to hit him at all. Is something wrong with y'all? Come on, fam. Listen. I rock with Officer Tatum. I think that Brandon Tatum is really great at what he does. And the majority of the time that I've seen him, he's on it. He's wrong. Straight up, I'm not going to sit here and mince words. I'm not going to stand with him just because he a content creator that I like and that I love. He's definitively wrong. I don't have to be a former police officer to know that you use excessive force and you punch somebody in the mouth. Bro, what is y'all thinking? This ain't the 80s. This is not the 80s. This ain't Gang Squad. This ain't none of that. Man, what's wrong with y'all? Don't y'all, man, listen, bro. Listen. Definitively, without even thinking twice, I'm drawing my line in the sand on this particular issue. And he's wrong. He's wrong as two left. Not only was he wrong for punching him in the face, but he was wrong for hitting him multiple different times after he had punched him in the face. Hold on, let me see if I can find the footage real quick. Give me a second. They was beating him when he was on the ground practically. They was punching him when he was on the ground. Nah, dog. Nope. There's no way that you're going to sit here and tell me that's justified. I'm not going for it. I'm never going for it.
To gain compliance. Somebody may say that's too much. That's too much. I don't think so. The hitting him in the window could have been too much. Hitting him when he outside the car fighting with people. It's not too much. Now let's go back, and I want to watch the film without them in it, just so I can walk through the process. This is what I want to see, because they clearly do not articulate or want to show what happened before they started the film. Did he think about this for a minute? This is the thing that happens so often, and cops just do a terrible job with PR. When did he start this video?
Midway through traffic.
No, I'm saying, when did he start the video? How do we know when he actually started the video? We don't see it. Why? Did he edit the first part of the video out?
I don't care. Listen, if the video started after he had broke his window, if the video was edited to where he only showed the punch that the cop gave, I don't care. You are a police officer. That means that there is a higher standard for you to conduct yourself. And if you can't handle it, then you don't deserve to be on the job. As a person that supports and 100% rocks with police officers, I understand that when you are in a position, when you are in a superior position, there is a higher standard for you to conduct yourself a certain type of way. This is why this narrative and an inability to call out the bad actors is one of the reasons why you got the rest of these police officers under duress, being hated, being attacked. Next thing you know, you got to defund all police, which is dumb in itself because you can't control yourself. I don't care what part of the video it shows. You can't just punch somebody in the face. What the hell is we talking about? That ain't justified. When the officer clearly seen that he wasn't a threat, which when he bust out the window, he could see in there, the dude is just sitting there like this. And so you do an extra punch for what? So an extra punch. So from now on, when I am in a superior position as somebody and I can do something, I'm going to do it just because I can in order to make sure that you comply 100%. It don't matter if it's already over. It don't matter if it's already subdued. I am going to just make sure that I can, as far as I can go, I'm going to do it. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop, bro. I'm not a law enforcement officer, AD. I know I pay for them with my tax dollars. Let's remember that. Let's remember that. At the end of the day, as much as we love and support them, the reason why they have a job, they work for us. When I go to work every day and I pay my tax dollars and I pay my property taxes, let's be 100% for real. We pay for them, not the other way around. It's not a privilege for them. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Stop, bro. Because I don't even want to make this AD don't like cops thing. I love police officers. I coach police officers. I roll with them. I support them. I believe that they should make more money. But we got to be able to call a spade a spade. Just because you rock with something don't mean that you can be blind to it. Nobody is above being held accountable. Nobody is above reproach. And you know what the worst part about this situation is? I'm going to tell you what the worst part about it is. I'm going to tell you what the worst part about this situation is. Because of their inability to control themselves, we, the taxpayers, are going to have to probably pay this guy out millions of dollars. Because we, the taxpayers, are going to have to pay out. We are the ones that suffer. We pay the salaries. We pay out the police officers. We do all of this. We are the ones that have to pay for bad behavior when people can't control themselves. And if you can't control yourself, you know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for. You know you got to be held to a higher standard. If you can't control yourself, if you just gotta get it off, if you just gotta punch it, if you just gotta do it, stop, bro. Stop. I don't agree. I think that this is a black and white issue. This is clearly this ain't no gray area, ain't no in between. The footage to me showed that the officer was wrong, that the person was wrong for not complying, and then the officer was wrong and he made it 10 times worse. And now we as taxpayers got to pay for this nonsense.
Because a lot of times when you see a person starting a video, you see them doing this because they had to push the record button and then they move away from the camera. They push record and they move away from the camera and you see it start recording. He had to push record at some point. You don't see him ever pushing record on his phone. So therefore, how much footage did he not show that was a part of this video? Did he cut? I know he did.
I seen
he
it.
Probably got pulled over, put his phone up there, hit record. And the first portion of the video did not make him look good. So they said, cut it and only show when they started to get violent with you and showing you kind of being compliant.
We pulled the body cam footage. And you know what the worst part about it is, Officer Tatum? I'm going to speak specifically to you. Afterwards, and I hope you looked at the rest of the body cam footage, it showed them punching him when he was on the ground.
Roll the clip.
When he pulled me over, he walked up.
Where did he start? Where did he start?
Right?
When did he put the camera and start it?
I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up? Huh? Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car.
Time out. Did y'all hear the sirens?
Somebody said he was resisting. Okay. And so that means you can punch him. So you can punch somebody because they're resisting. It's for y'all and backup officers right there. So that means that you can punch, you can knock off somebody. Is that the way that y'all want y'all police officers in y'all area to be trained? So when somebody resists, you can punch them in the face. Is that what y'all telling me? Okay, cool. Well, then I hope that if your son resists or your daughter resists, I hope they cock back and they put a tooth out in their mouth then, if that's what we're talking about. If this is the standard that we setting, that this makes sense, I hope that when your daughter or your son resists, that they put their tooth out. I hope that they don't miss this part, that they hit them right here, that they start bleeding out of their nose, that they tooth go back. I hope that all of that happens. I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. Don't complain. Don't come to us. Don't sit there and say nothing about, hey, I want to hold them accountable. You on your own. You're 100% on your own. You know, I just can't believe that y'all sitting here. So y'all that blind? Y'all so you're a blind follower. So you have no ability to think for yourself. So you're telling me that you can't separate the difference between when somebody is using excessive force or not. Excessive is only when they result to having to actually pull out a gun or something there, right? Let me read some of the super chats. Let's see what we got here. Young man got hit twice in this footage. No news outlet is showing the other fist to the jaw once they pulled them out. Says Conflict Corner. OJ Cool School says, what do you think about investing on margin? I don't think you should invest on margin. I think you need to invest just your regular money in dollar cost average. Stop trying to leverage other people's money in order to make money. You're gonna get yourself hurt, because then when it's a margin call, then you're gonna be an issue. You're gonna be in trouble. C Says police was wrong to the fullest for hitting him, and dude was also wrong for not complying. It's much easier to just take your ticket and fight it in court. Agreed. Free Thinker says holding court on the side of the road isn't the move. If they violate your rights, go to court about it. Agreed. Obi-Wan homie says, then what should the officers do when the guy doesn't want to get down? It's 4 of you. No, they should hit him. They should beat him until he decides to get down. You're right. I agree with you. R. Payne says debate time. Officer Tatum versus AD police overreach. Shout out to you. Jack Carter says ex-officer Tatum is wrong as F. Tony Adams says cop mentality programmed enemy has to say this, and I'm taking that into consideration also. Carimbano says we're not with you on this one, AD. Who is weird? Who is weird? I'll stand alone by my lonely. I don't care who disagree with me. For some reason, you're under the impression that I make my decisions or I come up with my opinion based off of groupthink. I don't. I look at the footage, I make my own assessment, and that's how I decide what it is that I'm going to ride. You ain't never got to sit here and give me no insight on whether the people is with me or not. If it's me by myself, if I believe that I'm right, then I'm right. If I believe that I'm right, then I'm right. I don't care who is with me. I don't care who is not with me. I say it what I said based off of my own visualization and watching it myself. Don't care what nobody else thinks. Don't care if everybody in the chat, if every single person in here disagrees with me, I don't care. I've seen it with my own eyes, and unless I get different information that tells me differently, unless it's a different angle that I didn't say it, then I'm rocking with it. Don't care what you think about it. Don't care what your opinion is. I'm my own man, and I stand on my own too. I don't care about the court of public opinion. I don't care if somebody that I like is saying something different than me. I stand on my own too. I don't care nothing about what you're with. That's you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. He was resisting Anton, same person. Liberal Anton is going crazy. This ain't got nothing to do with liberal. See, and this is what I believe is wrong with the culture, is that y'all think that just because you are conservative or that you're a Republican, that you have to go based off of this groupthink mentality. You're unable to look at things on an individual basis. I don't move like that. I'm not going along with the group just because it's Republican. I'm not going to go wrong with the group just because it's conservative or just because it's whatever. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I call you a follower because you only look at things based off of what your party says. You a follower. You're not even able to think for yourself. You need your direction from people that's of a specific party instead of looking at the issues individually and making your own decision. I don't even look at you as a man if you can't make your own decision based off of your own thoughts. Mioli says, where's the probable cause to even justify him getting out of his car? It's a minor traffic violation at best. Brock says 4 officers can absolutely subdue one individual without causing physical violence. I guess they forgot about using tasers. Listen, man, this is a divisive issue, and I'm going to introduce it. I'm going to put it in my notes because I'm going to have this conversation tonight on After Hours because I would like to know what everybody else thinks also. I don't want to just look at it in a vacuum. I'm going to introduce it on After Hours. So like I said, I don't really care what nobody else think. I have my own opinion. Equalizer says officer was pissed. He walked in on his wife the prior night and was a black guy with locks pulling 12 out of her backside. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. But yeah, man, you can be conservative and also disagree with people that's on the conservative side. It's okay for you to disagree with people. I don't agree 100% with anything that anybody says, not even my own mother. So if you think that I'm going to take a side just because a Republican said it, I'll tell the whole Republican Party to suck my dick before I ever do that. That's a fact. Listen, I stand alone. If we just so happen to have similar views, then we rocking. If we don't, then we don't. I don't care nothing about none of that. I just so happen to have more Republican values and conservative values. But if the whole party decide to switch up, just like the Democrat Party switched up, I will abandon them too. I don't care nothing about that. Don't nobody pay me. Don't nobody control me. I'm not a part of a PAC. I don't get my funding from Fox. I don't care nothing about none of that. I'm sorry. The daycare is listening. You right. You right. You right. Praetorian Guard says, cop definitely lost control as a cop, and I can speak on it. Yep. 100%. We don't come with instructions. We don't come with instructions. We can't be controlled. We cannot be controlled. That's why they can't sign with nobody, because you ain't gonna give me no talking points. You can't produce me. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me that I should shut up and censor myself. I burn this whole thing down. I go against everybody and tear everybody out the frame. I go against the whole establishment. Test me. Do it. Anton, you're not on board. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care nothing about being on board. I don't care about none of it. None of it. I will burn this whole thing down trying to tell me that I need to get in line because I'm Republican or I'm conservative. You talking to? Please don't make me go black hoodie AD, because I'm trying to change my image. I'm trying to do things differently. But I'm not that far removed. I ain't never been that far removed. I always am going to maintain control over what I do and what's happening over here. Care nothing about y'all thoughts. Don't care nothing about complying. Don't care nothing about being friends. I don't even want no friends. I don't even want no friends in the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, because then I got to play nice. And then I ain't going to be able to criticize you like I want to. That's why I don't like friends. I don't like content creator friends. I don't like political friends. I don't like none of them. The only thing I want to do is say what I want to say when I want to. That's literally why I don't do collabs. Honest to God. Honest to God, that's why I don't do collabs. Because if I have to criticize you, I don't want to feel bad about it. I don't want to have to call you and say, hey, big dog, I'm about to do a stream. I want to get your thoughts. I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm going to say exactly what I say when I want to, even when I'm on Jason Whitlock platform. Jason say stuff, I'll be like, you wrong about that one. Nope, I don't agree with you on that one, because I don't care. I don't care. If you invite me on your platform, understand that you're going to get an unhinged, unpredictable, you don't know what I'm going to say when I'm going to say it. So you better be careful if you invite me. And be careful if you invite me, because I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your platform. I don't care about what your viewers think. I don't care about getting extra subscribers. I don't care about more visibility. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And there is nothing that anybody can do or say to stop me. Nobody. I'm only controlled by God. I don't answer to a man. I don't answer to a producer. I don't answer to a network. I don't answer to anybody. Anybody. I make my own decisions and my own choices. My mother can't control me. My father never tried. My wife can't. My daughter, she can only try to appeal to the nicer side of me. Fuck you. Fuck everything and everybody that come along with it. I don't care nothing about y'all. That's my stance. I want y'all, before I go to the next subject, I want to be very clear on where we stand. Honest to God. I don't subscribe to or care about what any popular creator, content creator, political figure. I don't endorse nobody. I don't care about anything or anybody that do not align with us and is not in the bag chasers. You are nothing to me. You're just a person. And the kids that's in the daycare. They needed to hear that too. Ingram lady can't tell you to shut up and play ball. I like Laura Ingram. She hasn't done anything to me. And so I'm a rock with her. Unless she was to do something different, then I'm going to tell her that I don't like her. Unless the cop seen him having a weapon or was about to hit him, the cop is wrong. Agreed. 392Q. Big Money Trucker says, keep the heat coming. Cynthia Haynes says, good morning, sir. Anton Daniels, you have my utmost respect. I appreciate the value, encourage, honesty, and words of wisdom. Everybody want to be along a part of the go along. I can get more subscribers. I could be a part of the crew. Built it 100% on my own. Don't need no people. I don't care about Turning Point USA. I don't care about the Friends group. I don't care about none of them people. Don't care. Don't even care. Don't care. I remember when they invited me to the White House for the black conservative event. It was like a, honoring black people. And Rita said, Anton, you gonna go? I went to Washington and then I went and partied with my bag chaser friends. I ain't even go to that event. I ain't go. I don't care. Rita will tell you. Listen, I can call Rita right now and she will tell you. People reach out to me all the time. Networks, big people, all of that. She'd be like, Anton, you need to go on this show. I'll be like, I don't want to. I'm about to go roller skating. I don't want to. I'm about to go roller skating. But Anton, this is a big opportunity. I don't care. I'm about to go roller skating. Who are those people? Well, they this big company. I'll be like, that's nice. Go and grab my skates. Shoot the duck. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about friends. I don't care about none of that. Anton, you have to be more nice. You have to be more amicable. You're getting invited to these events and you're not going. How much they paying? Well, it's a networking opportunity. Shoot the duck. If the money ain't big enough, I ain't going to that either. Because it got to be worth more than me having fun at skating. Shoot the duck. That's what I'm doing. I'm shooting a duck. Skating backwards, having a good time, and I ain't going to regret it either. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. I want to go over to ICE officers. I heard that there was a shooting over in New York. Let me get this over real quick. Let me switch over real quick. Got to make sure that I'm on the right account because we want that premium. We want none of that. I don't want no ads. We don't want nothing.
Department of Homeland Security says it will, quote, flood New York City with immigration agents in response to a Border Patrol agent being shot over the weekend.
Yeah, so we're also learning that a second person who was also in the country illegally, according to federal authorities, is now in custody. Pix 11's Henry Rossoff joining us now. And Henry, federal officials really took aim at the mayor and local police for allowing the shooting to happen. How so?
Yeah, they squarely laid blame at the feet of the mayor and at the city council for the shooting. Mayor Eric Adams and the sanctuary policies came under scrutiny. We've covered this extensively. The mayor's not exactly a supporter of Sanctuary City. We do have a response from the mayor. We were able to press Secretary Noem about some controversial immigration enforcement we've seen in the tri-state area.
Someone who has dedicated their lives to protecting the public is now fighting for his own.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says the Border Patrol agent shot late Saturday night remains in stable condition. The NYPD says he was off duty in Fort Washington Park with a friend when surveillance video shows he was approached by two men on scooters with guns in an apparent robbery attempt. The agent and the two men exchanged gunfire. One suspect, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, an undocumented immigrant with an extensive criminal past, including several recent arrests in New York City, was also shot. Monday, federal authorities confirmed there was an arrest of a second suspect, also in the country illegally.
Make no mistake, this officer is in the hospital today fighting for his life because of the policies of the mayor of this city.
I want all of my Democrats and all of my liberals that keep on protesting for these people to be here. I need you to come on to the front of the congregation so we can have a conversation about how it makes sense for illegal, undocumented immigrants to be here inside of the United States of America. I want y'all to come on to the front of the congregation. Let's talk about it. I want all of my people that sit here and justify that all of them are nice and they just want to be here working and they just focus on doing what's best for their families and they're just doing a good job and it's not their fault. I want you to come to the front of the congregation so that we can have a conversation. How do you justify them? Because let's be clear. I say it all the time. This is not the first time that they did this. They didn't just stumble upon the wrong one today on their first outing of robbing somebody late at night. This is a this is a normal thing. They out here with guns. Who knows how they secured illegal guns in New York City as an undocumented migrant? They walking around, they willing to use it. They shot an off-duty police or off-duty ICE officer or Homeland Security officer. Didn't know that he was off duty. They would have killed him. And here's the other part. How many people actually get robbed or how many people actually suffer that we don't even know about? How many people get robbed? How many people get caught up that we don't even know about? And I told y'all, I said it. What did I say? What did I say? I said it's going to take one person to be fighting for their life or to get killed or to be one step away from losing their life before it becomes an all-out assault on a city. Did I not say that? Did I not say it on this particular platform? I said I said, listen, a Homeland Security agent or an ICE officer is going to y'all going to do too much and everybody going to get deported at the same time. They're going to run into every Home Depot. They're going to go to the Lowe's. They're going to go to the Chinese restaurants. They're going to go to the Mexican restaurants. They're going to go to the Uber drivers. They're going to be everywhere. Listen, the worst thing that you can do was fight it and not comply. Now it's going to be a situation where it's just like the hood. It's just like the hood. The hood understood the dynamics because everything is politics. I was trying to tell Slimmy this the other day. Everything is politics. When you say you don't want to be involved in politics, you involved in politics. You know why? Because everything is politics. The hood is politics. That's why we call it politicking. Oh, you about to go politic with them over there? Yeah, I'm about to go politic. I don't know if y'all know about that 90s slang. Oh, you politic. What you doing? Just politicking, chilling. Because the hood understood that there's things that you can and can't do. The hood understood that you had to pay your dues. The hood understood in order to be able to operate on this block or to not get so much heat over here. Listen, police officers is off limit. You can't kill a cop. You can't kill a political person because then what happens? They're going to flood the entire hood and it's going to stop everything. The hood understood that, listen, a war is the absolute last result because what it does is it slows down the money and it brings too much visibility and too much heat on what we doing. So you had to pick and choose your battles. That's called politics. That's politics, trying to negotiate a truce. What's happening in Israel and Gaza and Syria and Iran, that ain't no different than what's happening right there on 8 Mile and 7 Mile in the Blood Country and in Compton and Miami and Miami Gardens and all of this stuff. It's the same thing. It's just on a bigger scale with more cameras in front of it because it's an actual country. It's the same thing. It's no different than what's going on in Baltimore and Chicago and New York and the Bronx. It's the same thing. And in Appalachia, where they giving all of them white people meth. and New Mexico, where Walter White was serving them all of the fiends down there. It's the same thing. Politics, it's in the food. It's in the Food, Drug, and Enforcement Administration. It's in illegal migrants coming over here. It's politics everywhere. And I said it's going to take for one person, one officer to lose their life and everybody getting shut down. Now you brought all of the heat. It was letting a little bit come through over there. Wasn't going to pay too much attention over there. It's 100% it's in religion. You know why all of the women that's in the church, listen, the pastor ain't even really got no money like that. He just got clout. The pastor is funded by the people, but he control what happens in the church. So now all of the women is mad and they jealous at the first lady. You know why? Because they want that position. It's politics. The first lady at the chair, the guy that's the head of security, he want to visit. It's all politics. It's all clout. It's all visibility. It's all about control. It's everything. You know why people reach out to me? Because I got power now. Because I have the ability to say, hey, listen, you for the streets. And the people are going to be, and then I'm going to say, yep. And I'm going to put a link in the description to the person. And I want to give credit to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree or not. And the people going to be there. Say something negative about me. The bag chasers is on your ass. All 18,000 plus of them. It's power. It's politics. It's power. They will flood your comments. Then you're going to be seeing people say, yeah, and I know that y'all not going to agree with me because y'all bag chasers. Yep, we deep. We deep. We deep. Say it. Say the wrong word. You said, what you want? Huh? I ain't hear you. They're going to get that video over to me. They're going to say yay or nay, and I'm going to do like this, like Gladiator.
And the city council and the people that were in charge of keeping the public safe.
But Mayor Eric Adams has been one of the few officials in town who've favored changing New York City's criminal justice system and modifying sanctuary policies to allow local law enforcement to cooperate more with immigration authorities.
Always have been clear. Stop the revolving door system. Go after the dangerous migrants and asylum seekers who are here.
In response to the shooting, Trump administration border czar Tom Homan says there will be an immigration crackdown in the city.
We're going to flood the zone. So sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the community.
We've already seen it.
He said it. Did you hear what Tom Homan said? Listen to him.
The zone. So
he said we're going to flood this. We're going to flood New York City.
Tom Homan says there will be an immigration crackdown in the city.
We're going to flood the zone.
That's it. Cut off all drugs, any transactions. If you selling box over there in the Bronx, you're going to have 15,000 agents crawling up in every single crack and crevice over there. You done messed up everybody's money now. Now you messed up everybody's money. Can't even go into a massage parlor and get you a happy ending now because you over there messing around and now you got to flood it. Now they going to flood the zone. Now they pulling 15,000 agents and everybody going to be over there. Border Patrol, they're going to be in places ain't even no water. Everybody is going now. Now New York is hot. My bosses, they upset at you. Now they're going to flood the zone. Tom said he's going to flood the zone. And the one thing that we know about Mr. Incredible here, right? The one thing we know about Mr. Incredible here is that he is absolutely a man of his word. 100%.
So sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the community.
We've already seen an increasingly aggressive approach by ICE around the tri-state area, raiding job sites and arresting people just outside of immigration court, even with pending asylum and green card cases still going. I pressed Secretary Noem about these arrests, as she insists the mass deportation efforts remain focused on criminals.
Are you not undercutting your own argument when you arrest those other people?
Absolutely not. What we're doing is we're targeting those individuals that are perpetuators of crimes in this country, those who have final removal orders, those who have undergone due process.
We also heard from the U.S. Attorney.
Listen, don't let them listen. They can tell you what they want to tell you. What I'm telling you is that you probably want to get you a Greyhound ticket. You probably want to get you a Greyhound ticket, big dog. Honest to God, you might want to get you a Greyhound ticket. Now is not the time to be tough. Now is not the time to say that you're gonna stand on this. It's your hood. It's not your hood right now. It's not your hood. Go stay with the parents. What did Weebay and them do after they hit that cop? They had to go and stay somewhere else. It's hot right now. They threw the guns over in the water. You know what I'm saying? Stringer Bell told them it's hot. They went and hit a cop. They was trying to get what was my man with the long hair? I forgot what his name was in The Wire. Y'all got to watch The Wire so y'all can get all of these references. Y'all got to watch The Wire so y'all can get all of these references. Weebay and them. Orlando. You know what it is, Zay. Orlando was trying to make a move. They knew Orlando ain't had that type of muscle in order to move that type of work. And then they had my girl in the back, you know, the gay one, the one that looked like she used to play in the WNBA. She was actually on Love and Basketball, I believe, oh no, that wasn't her. That was a different girl. My man's Orlando was trying to move some work. Weebay and them, they tried to take some extra money. They made the block out. Everybody had to go up north. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Nope, it wasn't Snoop. It was the cop. The cop was playing an undercover in the back of Orlando's car, and they hit him. The cop survived, and so Weebay and them had to go and take a trip. That's what happened. It was Kim. Yep, it was Kima. And so they flooded the hood because it was hot all of a sudden. Kima was in the back of the car. Y'all know what it is. Yo, shout out to the people that know all of my pop culture, movie, and series references. You guys make this show phenomenal. All right. Kima was out there. All right. Y'all go and look at Weebay got a new commercial, I think, with McDonald's or something like that. Don't Weebay got a new commercial? Yeah. Her wife, her black dark-skinned girlfriend was selling her, don't go back to the streets. Anyways, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. No Lames TV says got monetized on YouTube thanks to you. Bag Chaser, shout out to No Lames TV. I wish I had my thing where I could hit the applause button. Greyway says my new excuse is I can't come because I'm about to go roller skating. You better than me because I don't even say nothing. They send out the invitation. Rita be trying to comply for me. Yes, I think he's gonna be there. And I'll be walking out the door at the same. Anton, where you going? Anton, where you going? I'm about to go downtown. I'm about to go roller skating. I just leave. I don't say nothing. I just leave. That's what I do. I don't make no announcements. I don't agree. I don't disagree. You're like, you know what? It's a good day to go roller skating today. And I just go skating. That's it. Promise Walk of Peace says, what are your thoughts on the Genius Act being passed? Will this bring the mark of the beast? What is the Genius Act? I'm not familiar with the Genius Act. What is the Genius Act? Genius Act, or the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stable. Oh, yeah, the stable coins. Stable coins. I am familiar with that. So they basically making it okay for banks to be able to. We're going to have to take a day. I'll take Wednesday because I ain't got a live stream that night. And we'll talk about stable coins because I actually have it. Here, let me show you. I actually got an article and stuff of what it is that I want to talk about when it comes to coins. I was actually saving that for the bag chasers, so I don't know. Give me a second. I was saving this whole conversation for the bag chasers. So we'll see. Give me some time to figure out if I'm going to talk about this, all right? Rags from Texas says, what up to the bag chaser, Cap AD? The bag chaser captain AD. Say it. Idaho bag chasers in here. Shout out to my dog Preston Walker. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. It is a big topic, so I need to allocate some time to just deep dive into that. Let me go into this one. Let me go into this. I ain't even gonna put no title up for this one. We just gonna dig into it. Let's spend 10 minutes on this one.
The Atlanta rapper known as Cash Out will spend the rest of his life in prison.
That's right. So after a jury convicted him of rape, sex trafficking, keeping a place of prostitution, and a whole lot more, 11 Alive's Grace King joins us live from the newsroom. And Grace, you were in the courtroom as all that drama unfolded. What stood out to you?
Well, Ron, I cover a lot of court, and typically if a defendant talks during sentencing, they'll show remorse or ask for leniency. Cash Out didn't do any of that and instead claimed the victims who came forward were bullied into doing so.
On Monday, John Michael Gibson took the mic one final time, not as the well-known rapper Cash Out, rather as a convicted felon fighting for a chance at freedom.
You know you can be falsely accused of things Jesus was falsely accused of. One day, the truth will come out that these things never happened.
A jury found him guilty.
Listen, y'all. Listen. This is what I know for sure. One thing is for certain and two things is for sure. When you are about to be convicted or when you are about to be sentenced, and in this instance, both him and his mother had already been convicted, meaning that they were about to get sentenced, you probably want to shut up. Like, that's probably not the time for you to become a justice warrior and for you to still stand on it and for you to try to hold yourself down. You probably need to let it go at that point. Honestly. I don't know what his lawyer told him. I don't know if he just went against his lawyer's wishes. I don't know what his goal was. But to sit here and to refer to Jesus in this situation when you are about to be sentenced for basically a RICO and trafficking, that's diabolical. You probably shouldn't do that. Let me put this up because we need to understand exactly what's going on here. Give me a second. I want to make sure that we got everything the way that it needs to be. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, so let me get this set up. Just want to make sure that we got this right. Boom.
The truth will come out that these things never happened.
A jury found him guilty on roughly a dozen charges, including RICO, rape, and sex trafficking.
It's never behind me. It's always with me, even in my sleep and my subconscious. It changes you. It shakes you to the core.
Several victims and their families shared stories of the trauma they still endure.
Using his one-hit wonder status to steal their person. He and his mom literally stole the souls of all the women that they victimized.
The judge said the state proved those victims' stories beyond a reasonable doubt and showed no leniency as she sentenced Cash Out, his mother, and his cousin to decades in prison.
Court heard and viewed evidence demonstrating the very worst of human behavior toward other human beings.
His cousin expressed disappointment over the outcome.
And I didn't do.
Mama Cash Out said she'd accept whatever fate she deserved.
When the verdict came in, I wasn't angry at all. Not at all. I was so sorry for the victims.
So the mama is the only one that got halfway decent sense. The mother was the only person, which obviously she didn't have sense when it came to, doing the crimes or whatever. But the mother was the only one that showed remorse, and the mother is the one that got the lightest sentence. The mother is the one that got the lightest sentence because she's the only person that had a semblance of remorse. I think the mother got like 5 years. I'm going to go into the actual sentencing in a minute.
And I pray for them and will continue to pray.
Now, I did speak with one of the jurors after court earlier today. She told me it was a tough case to hear, but that she's confident in their guilty verdict.
All right, let me see if I can spin over for a second and get to the point where they was actually getting sentenced. Let me see if I can share this.
Count 26.
I don't like this because the audio on this is only coming on one side, but I'm gonna see if I can try to make some sense out of this.
During the course of straight on and then responding with you on count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 10. On count 10, rape, life in confinement. Count 12. Count 12. On count 10, rape, life in confinement.
I can't do it, bro. I can't, bro. I can't. Yeah, she was giving out football numbers. She was giving out numbers. Bruh, she said life. Y'all ever seen the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence when he put the gavel down? Life. I can't, dog. I'm not. I ain't nothing else for me to hear after that. Let me go ahead and faint. Let me go ahead and faint in court. Bro, they sentence him. The reason that they sentence him like this for every single crime is because even if you effectively appeal one of them, you still got to do another 70 years. You're gonna be doing time in your next life. If you get reincarnated and they find you, you're gonna be doing time again. I can't. No, dog. She gave that boy life. She probably was sitting there with her pen, like, is he gonna be remorseful? And should I set it up to where his time run concurrently, or should I do it consecutively? You know what the difference between concurrent and consecutive? That means that if they give you time and one of them is to where, let's say they give you 20 years and then 15 years, but then you're really still only doing 20 years because it's supposed to run concurrent. But if you're running it consecutive, that means that you got to do the 15, then you got to do the 20 right after that. It's like getting 35 years, bro. No. God, that's the time that you start talking to Jesus. Oh my God. Dog, if you sentence me to life in jail or life in prison, they could just kill me. I would rather take the firing squad than do life in prison. I would rather take a firing squad. I don't want to appeal. I don't want to hold on. I don't want to do my time in the hole. I don't want to be shoe program. Nigga, just take me out. It works out better for everybody because now the state don't have to use taxpayer dollars. I don't have to suffer inside of prison. I'm not trying to be friends with nobody. I don't want to join a gang. I don't want to get swole. For what? What's the point of working out? What's the point of having good health in prison? Who you going to impress? Half of the stuff we do out here is we do it for the hoes. Half of the stuff that we doing it for the hoes. We're not doing it because it's fun. We do it so we can live a long time and do all of the fun stuff. Half of it is for the hoes. The other half is so we can have a good time. Half of it is for the hoes, and the other half of it is so we can have a good time. You know, taking care of our hobbies. roller skating, making sure that we can drive those fast cars. We get to travel and see all of this. See, let me show you something. Cash out. Cash out. If any of your friends is watching this, if anybody knows Cash Out, let me show him what he'll never see. You'll never see that again. You'll never see any of this. You'll never see all of this. You see that? See the Bellagio right there? You see the fountains right there? You see the pool? You see the Bellagio pool? See all of those people swimming down there? See the Cosmo? That's the Cosmopolitan pool over there. It's the Cosmo pool. You'll never see any of this. You see that view? See all of that? Huh? You'll never, ever, 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 ever. You'll never see it. You'll never see it. All that good loving, all these hoes out here, all of these women with these pretty shapes, and they got these nice, supple breasts. You'll never get to experience that again. Ever. You'll never have the autonomy to be able to go to the bathroom when you want to. This right here, all this right here, you don't have no need for this. You don't have no need for this. All of this is not necessary. You don't need no money no more, because now they're going to tell you what to do. Like, you can't choose your food. You can't do nothing. No more box, no more hoes, no pools, no traveling, no fast cars, no flights, no views, no Vegas, no Dubai, no nothing. No nothing. The only thing you could do is protest like a monkey, like a Neanderthal. When the guards piss you off, you stuff your toilet with toilet paper and you flush. We're gonna flood the yard. We're gonna flood the tier. We're gonna flood tier 3. Ain't no arguing with me. For all of y'all that's thinking about doing crime, remember this: there will be no arguing with me in prison. Now you gotta flood the tier. You gotta do kites. See, this is my Apple Watch charger. You gotta do this. Got to go fishing. They call this fishing. I used to watch Lock Up when I was poor in 2007. I ain't had nothing better to do. We used to watch Lock Up. Hey, pass that along. Pass that along. That's all you get. That's all you get. No nothing. No nothing. Now all you get is Groundhog's Day. Groundhog's Day. You get to be one of the OGs. Let me tell you about some young blood. You got a chance to get out? What you in here for? Yeah, I mean you what? You got 5 more years left? Go outside and make some of yourself. Don't be like me. I had the world. I had a #1 hit. Had a #1 hit, young blood. Now I'm never getting out. Don't be like me. Now that's your story. That's your story. That's your story. Don't be like me, young blood. That's your story. That's the end of your story. Ain't that messed up? Ain't that messed up? Yeah, they gonna. AOG, sing that little song you be singing. Cause I'm catching now. Cause I'm catching now. Got a rollie on my wrist cause I'm catching now. Got a condo on my wrist cause I'm catching now. Sing it, Kels. Rollie on my wrist cause I'm catching now. Cause I'm catching now. Ooh, on my wrist cause I'm catching now. I'm rollie on my wrist cause I'm catching now. That's you, nigga. Because you don't want to do right. Because you don't want to obey the law. Because you don't want to obey the law. You don't want to obey the law. It's simple. It's simple. Don't traffic human beings. Don't sell drugs. Don't rob people. Don't do any of that. And you good. Next thing you know, you're going to be beating on this lunch table, disrupting everything, singing, doing your little dance, trying to run from niggas, trying to take your bussy. Or maybe you're going to be taking bussy. I don't know. Got a rollie on my wrist because I'm catching now. Y'all not going to sit here and tell me that let's not even say me, because that would be selfish of me. We have the greatest show on the internet, on earth, bar none. There is no show that is going to take you up, bring you down, and then we going to laugh in the middle. We going to disagree, we going to agree, and then we going to laugh in the middle. All right? This is the greatest show on earth. I don't know why your grandma keeps saying that she don't like me. I don't like him because grandma, shut up and enjoy the show. You're going to be cracking up by the end of the show. You're going to be cracking up. Do the right thing says XRP is the way. Just a brown girl in America says Africa wants in on reparation. FDAs are mad. Well, it don't matter because ain't nobody getting nothing. Long way ENT says Bay kill Lil Man, then want to Philly. Abe the Hunter says cashed out. Should have did what his name said. They stayed in the game too long, baby. Tech via Tony says Mama cash out and one hit wonder. Stupid Mama cash out. Your Honor, I chose a firing squad. Take me out. If the minute that you hear that, just take me out the back. We ain't even got. We should be able to give people a choice of whether or not they want to do their time or they want to just face the firing squad. I don't want no electrocution. I don't want none of that. Give me the firing squad. Put two in my head and be done with me. Right in the back of take me out like Proposition Joe. Close your eyes. Ain't gonna hurt none. Prop Joseph, he did like this. He said, Marlo said, close your eyes. Not Prop Joe. You'll be up to mischief in no time. Close your eyes. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Oh my God. Close your eyes. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Y'all gotta watch The Wire. I'm telling you. We could do this the easy way or we could do this the hard way. Nope. Just take me out. Do the right thing. Just take me out. That's what Joe did. Y'all didn't see Proposition Joe do that? Hold on. Let me see something. Prop Joe death. Close your eyes. Ain't gonna hurt. Close your eyes, prop. Ain't gonna hurt much. Close your eyes. Ain't gonna hurt none. Oh, just take me out, bro. Just take me out. Close your eyes, Joe. It ain't gonna hurt none. Supreme by Nature CV says, did I hear about this? What are your thoughts on compound interest accounts? I'm 48 and my son is 15, and I'm wanting to start one for us when my taxpayer refund comes in. Just get a brokerage account. Just get a brokerage account. All right? Get a brokerage account. Listen, minimally either get into some mutual funds or just invest in SPY. Follow the S&P 500 and let that mug continue to roll over and grow, and then just contribute to it monthly, and you can't go wrong. You can't miss. You can't miss Supreme by Nature TV. Global Jamie says, enjoy Vegas, my friend. 5th most favorite city in the world. You would enjoy Monaco. I haven't been to Monaco. I'm looking forward to going. Manuel AG says he isn't only going to be blowing smoke rings. Y'all saying he's going to be blowing D. Cash Out new album will be rapping for ramen. I love ramen. I know somebody else that loves some miso. Chance talks business. Miss Lot says, nah, sing it the way you did on Outside. Sing it, Kels, because I'm cashing out, says the Equalizer. Oh, man. What haven't we covered today, y'all? What haven't we covered? Oh, Hunter. The whole reason why we're here. We got to cover Hunter. So Hunter Biden got pissed off, and he started cursing everybody out. Let me see if I can pull this up. I know your car sent me some timestamps, so I'm gonna have to show this. All right, let's go over to Hunter Biden. This is Hunter Biden going off on George Clooney for pushing his father out.
Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him.
All right, let me preface this by saying, before we get into it, I didn't know he was going to go straight into the F word. Daycares, churches, everybody. I just want to preface this by saying that Hunter Biden is going to crash out, okay? Hunter Biden is going to hit you with probably 1 million F-bombs. So I'm going to give you guys 10 to 15 seconds to get things together so that, you know what I'm saying, either put it on low, don't turn it off. Either put it on low or move into another room. Take your phone and go into another room. Take the iPad, go into another room, because Hunter Biden is going to crash out. I repeat, I want to preface this because I'm trying to be mindful for my people that's in. Listen, Hunter got on a denim outfit. All right. He is in no position to play right now. He is not taking any prisoners. He is going to make sure that he holds everybody accountable. And so I just want to make sure that we preface it. All right. Did I give you all enough time? You need another 5 seconds? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to undermine the president at a time in which, by the way, what do people care about the most? Why do you think that the Republicans have an advantage over us? Because they're unified. They will go along with anything. I wasn't asking anybody to go along with anything. I was asking people to go along with this. The most successful administration in my lifetime. And I'm including the Obama administration, I'm including the Reagan administration, I'm including every administration in my lifetime. We have gotten more done for the agenda of the things that your generation and my generation cared about than any president in history.
Yo, listen, y'all. I want to be able to be on Hunter's side, but this is nothing but crackhead activity, y'all. Honestly. Hunter Biden was doing coke in his drawers with a gun on his side, knowing that he had the president of the United States of America as his father. Hunter Biden was doing crack in his tidy whities. He didn't have on boxer briefs. He didn't have on none of that. Hunter Biden was doing crack in his tidy whities. Hunter Biden wears tidy whities. Yo, Hunter Biden wears Fruit of the Loom draws and does crack in the open with his father as a 52-year politician. This is nothing more than a crackhead crash out. This is withdrawal right here. All right. I want to be very clear on what we see happening now. I want to say it because, you know, he's crashing out on the Democratic Party. But the fact of the matter is all we see is crackhead activity right here. For somebody to lead in and say, yo, George Clooney treats his friends really well, and he's friends with Obama, and he has a really nice place, and he's a great businessman. So what gives him the right to be able to say that my father, who we don't even know if Biden just recently got diagnosed with cancer, didn't he? Did anybody forget about that? Did anybody forget that Biden literally got diagnosed with cancer right after that? And we probably all knew that he had cancer. He probably knew that he had cancer. That Biden is over there on the beach looking like a crazy man. He is. They give him ice cream every day for dinner. No vegetables, no meat, no protein, no potatoes, no starches, no nothing. Biden gets eggs and ice cream every day at this point. Now, the only reason they give him ice cream is because they know that he's at the end of his days. Ice cream. Biden gets eggs and ice cream, scrambled powdered eggs, no cheese, no hot sauce, no pepper, no milk, powdered eggs, scrambled, no cheese, and an ice cream cone. And you're right, and the pill tray. He do get the pill tray. You get the, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My grandmother had one, or she still got one. They fill up the pill tray. And at the end of the day, if he keeps his sanity, then they give him some ice cream. Have y'all seen him on the beach lately? Imagine if this guy got another 3.5 years inside of office. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Everybody could see that he was out of it. And all we did was witness his demise at the debate with Trump. Trump was looking at him and was like, I could beat you in a golfing tournament right now, Trump. Trump was pulling punches. He was trying not to embarrass him. Hunter. Fucking Hunter. You crackhead, crack baby.
And we didn't get it all done. Right. But more than anybody else, with the
who is we?
Slimmest majority ever. And everybody said that there's no way that he's ever going to be able to do that. And you know what George Clooney did? Because he sat down, I guess, because he was like given a blessing by the Obama team or the Obama people and whoever else. And David.
Oh, he telling all of the business. That's the one thing you can count on crackheads to do, is that they can overtalk. They all overtalk. That's why I like Biden. He's a functioning crackhead. And you can see it in his neck. You can see it in his hair. No matter how well he's put together, no matter how many handlers he has, no matter how much money that his daddy was able to steal and finesse, they're all going to have crackhead tendencies, because once you get on that dog stay on you forever. and you start having withdrawals, but they all got the same tendency. If you've been to the hood, they all do the same thing. They over talk. And so all you got to do is be quiet. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because I was walking down the street and did you see the arrest yesterday? Oh, man, they got these. He's telling on Obama and them now. He's telling on Obama and them now.
No way that he's ever going to be able to do that. And you know what George Clooney did? Because he sat down, I guess, because he was like given the blessing by the Obama team or the Obama people and whoever else, and David Axelrod and whoever the fuck else, is to go, okay, yeah, you know what? We are going to.
Denim shirt with khakis is nasty. I just want to say that with Sperry's. Denim shirt, khakis, nasty. Sober bracelets and a Casio watch is nasty work. With a leather belt and blue socks.
Insert our judgment over yours. Me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for.
Yes, they did. Absolutely. I heard y'all. Let me see something. Just to make sure I'm not missing something. Shout out to DJ Second. I'm definitely gonna read that super chat shortly. 100%. 100%. Let me see something. 110. Is it 110?
Because of addiction.
Need better internet? Get Cox Internet for $40 a month.
I was drinking so much alcohol, almost a handle of vodka a day. And alcohol is the most destructive drug. Venezuela, because of a dictator, and came to the United States and sought asylum, received asylum, and they literally take this poor guy and they pick him up, and he has a family, and he has friends, and he has an entire community, and they give him no due process, and they put him on a plane with maybe a bunch of other criminals and send him to that fucking hellscape. He's dead, and nobody gives a shit. And I mean it. Like, we sit here and we talk about the one guy because there's a clear legal path to being able to get him back. What about all those other people? Am I not supposed to feel for someone? Am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. Fuck you. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your fucking table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your fucking garden? Who do you think is here by the fucking sheer fucking just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance. And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals. White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod and, Rahm fucking Emanuel. So fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. He said, we got to understand that these people are really mad. And we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. And he got 81 million votes. And he did not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it.
No, we all know that that's all because of the pandemic and all of those numbers are skewed. If you're telling me, as I don't listen to crackheads, I've never taken advice from a crackhead in my life. I just get the information and then I move on. If you're telling me that Joe Biden got more votes in history than anybody, any politician in history I'm never going to believe that. I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to believe that. Ever. You're never going to convince me that Joe Biden got more votes than any American in history. In history. Joe Biden? In a pandemic? Get out of here, bro. Get out. Never in a million years. I don't care what they say. I don't care how they frame it. You're telling me Joe got more votes than Obama? Joe got more votes than Trump. Joe got more votes than Clinton and any Bush. Get out of here. No way. During the pandemic, no. No way. He had already been showing signs of dementia. He was disrespectful. He told black people, "You're not black if you don't vote for me." And I'm supposed to believe that after Trump had an immensely successful first term? And he had already started closing off the borders and stuff like that too. And he passed the Trump tax cuts and we was rolling in money. We was throwing money on these hoes. We was throwing money on strippers. Yeah. We was getting to the bag. Everybody, black people had money. White people had money. We was buying real estate. We was getting to the bag. Slap it on her butt. Don't matter. We gonna make it back next week because we getting money and we got tax cuts. These hoes is going. And we gonna make it rain. We gonna continue to run it up. We was tricking off money like we never did before. We was taking flights. We was going balling. Our business was booming. And you're telling me, and in the midst of all of that Joe Biden, that we chose. Think about what you're saying right now. We chose to take on a black agenda. Think about what we're saying right now. We chose to take on the black first agenda. Black people, just black people alone. We chose to take over the black people agenda over getting to the bag, over our jobs, over buying homes and houses, over tax cuts. Get out of here, bro. You're never going to convince me ever. White people love Trump. Black people love money. White people love money. Asians was booming with the business. International relations. Everybody was running up a bag. And we chose Biden? No. Nope. Never. You'll never convince me in a million years. I'm never going under that narrative.
And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. And then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing.
Listen to this idiot. I know Joe in his younger years when he knew what was going on was like, man, listen, we got a Fredo. We got a Fredo in the family. And there's nothing that we can do. What do you want me to do? You want me to take him out? I can't take him out. He's my son, for God's sakes. We got a Fredo. Would I have liked to actually been going with Bo? Yes, I would love for Bo to still be here, but instead I got Hunter. What do you want me to do, Jill? You want me to take him out? You want me to take him to the bat, put 2 in him, and set him out the pasture? We can't do that. We can't do that. We got a Fredo on our hands. And now that Joe is eating ice cream and trying to figure out which side of the beach that he on, Fredo was out here running rampant and giving his 2 cents in interviews. Probably dropped at least 3,000 F-bombs on that line. Y'all more than welcome to go check it out. That's Hunter for you. That's Hunter. I got a flight to catch, y'all. It was a great show, but I do have a flight to catch. Crashing Out remix with R. Kelly might be worth it. They should have all entertainers in the same pod together so that they can make music. Jason Green says, Hunter know all of the big crack commandment, all the big crack commandment. Why? Never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if you want to tell them no. Number two, they got credit, forget it. You think a crackhead paying your back, forget it. Never trust nobody. Don't you know? Move in silence and violence, take it from your highness. Listen, Anton, all of these new people that just started looking at House of Highlights and they only know whatever popular song that's on the radio. They don't know music. They don't know movies. They don't know culture. They ain't even been around all long enough to be able to understand everything that had happened out here in these streets. I know I done probably forgot more than you'll ever know when it comes to this culture. I done probably forgot more than you'll ever know when it comes to the culture. That's just the honest to God truth. You think a crackhead paying your back? Forget it. They don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't even know where to find it. They don't even know where to find it. They don't know. I understand that some of my pop culture references probably go over people's head. I teach tax lien and tax deed investing. You are speaking my language. New subscriber. Love your content. Shout out to Tiffany. What up, Tiff? Tiff, I love that blazer. I like what you got on over there, Tiff. Chris Cunningham says, why is his eyes wide open? That's what crackheads do. Why do I feel like this interview is being conducted in the rehab garden? Don't do that, Michelle. AJ Wise says, Hunter Biden on that butter. Yeah, baby. He's still hot. King to all says. Chris Cunningham says, gum smacking. Hunter Bibbs Biden. Shout out to Chris Cunningham. Obi-Wan, the homie, says, look at his foot. That man can't sit still. It's because they always got to be moving and shaking. They got to be shooting moves, baby. This is like a GTA cut scene, says Mr. Lot. Off the charts with Real Will says, how would you start your life over at 37 with a wife, 2 kids, 7 and 9, and you are in debt? Recently, 2 repos and starting over, and I have an associates. Well, the first thing that we would have to ask ourselves is how you got into that in the first place. Your kids are not yet teenagers, so they can really start, figure it out. I don't know about starting your life over at 37 with 2 kids and a wife. I don't think that you can start your life over. You just got to make better decisions, honestly. It's really just about making better decisions. You got to go monk mode. That's what I do today. Even at 43, I go monk mode. I'll go into a dark space where I'm just focused on working and grinding and hustling. And I always say that it's a time for play and it's a time for having a good time. I think that the time for play, you've probably already leveraged that. I think that it's time to have a good time. But here's the key. Here's the difficult part about it. It's 2 things that you got to think about. The first thing that you got to think about is that you can't make your family suffer because you ain't what you're supposed to be. Which leads into number 2, is much harder because you got to do it while everybody else is dependent on you. But you basically got to put the games away. You got to go 100% hard 100% of the time. And you need to dedicate yourself to working 2 jobs, and you got to hustle. That's just what it is. You got to hustle. You got to grind. And so you can't punish them and say, y'all can't go out to eat. Y'all can't do nothing. You just got to overwork. That's really what it comes down to. You're going to have to overwork and you're going to have to hustle because the rest of the family is going to resent you for making them suffer for the decisions that you make. So you're just going to have to work twice as hard in order to get twice as much. And you're going to have to put down all of the games and all of the silly stuff in order to run up a bag. It's time to grind, time to hustle. Ozzy Osbourne passed away. He just recently did his last concert too. We'll cover that tomorrow. Jerome Gray says more people voted. Lies. So you believe Trump numbers, but not Biden's? Trump lied about the damn virus. Okay. Global Jamie says, and this dude was hired to be a member of the Burisma board, which was given millions upon millions of dollars. So silly. And shout out to my dog, 50% simp. Shout out to you, Global Jamie. I appreciate you. And 50% simp. Listen, this is the greatest show on earth, whether I'm in the studio or whether I'm on the road. We gonna get it in. All right. Tonight, after hours. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We should be having some good conversation. Tom Dog got a flight to catch. Let me ask y'all a question before I get off the live stream now. Because where I'm going is roughly maybe an hour away from LAX. But then you also have the Tesla. Have y'all seen the new Tesla diner, the 24-hour Tesla diner? I kind of wanted to run over there and capture it before. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. I should have enough time. Because it's 2:00 Eastern, which means that it's 11:16. I still go by Eastern time. So it's 11:16 Pacific, 2:00 Eastern. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should have enough time. I don't know. If I feel like it, I'll shoot over to the Tesla diner, the 24/7 Tesla diner. It's dope. It's dope. Man, flying to Orange County next time, man, I ain't nobody trying to do all of that. They don't have no direct flights over to where it is that I'm going. So the airport don't have direct flights from Vegas. And if I was to take a direct flight, or if I was to take a flight from DTW, I would have to do a layover. And so basically you're going to be in the airports for about 7 hours. I'm not doing that. I'd rather come to Vegas, party for a couple days, take a 1-hour flight to LAX, and then I can drive wherever it is that I need to go from there. All right. If I have time after I land, assuming that everything goes right and that I get all of my work done, then I'll go ahead and make that track and head over to the Tesla diner. Or maybe I'll just like wait until the live stream is over, because if it's open 24 hours, if it's open for 24 hours, then maybe I'll do a late night drive and head over to the Tesla diner after the live stream. Boom. Boom. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I think y'all are the greatest audience on earth. I'm going to see y'all tonight on After Hours.